All right, no problem. Tomorrow it is. All right, let's see. We are live on YouTube. I just need for that video to connect on my other monitor so I can grab that link and put it in our free business mastermind group so that our community can quickly and conveniently join us. All right, it is connected. Let me grab this link. Okay, let me throw it over here in the group. Cool beans. All right, we can officially get started. Welcome to her First Six Figures Morning Show. That is an interactive coaching and training experience as part of a free business mastermind group to position Black and Brown female online service-based entrepreneurs to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. We do not have a blog this week because we're doing something different this week. So you can go to shaycannon.com/one. That's ONE, shaycannon.com/one, ONE, because what we're going to do is called the One Thing Live Coaching. Okay. What we're doing on today and tomorrow is we're going to do live coaching rather than have a blog for this week, because as you know, on Wednesday and Thursday, I will be traveling to Southeast Asia. So instead of canceling the entire week, we're going to use the 2 days because, to do a blog, we need at least 3 days for it to make sense. But we're going to do the 2 days of live coaching. And if you go to shaycannon.com/one, what you will see are the questions you need to be ready to answer in order to get the coaching started. So basically, it's an introduction. So you're going to let us know who you are, what your business is. You're going to tell us who you serve as a client, what is the one problem that you solve for them, what is the one main offer that solves the one problem, and then you're going to give me, okay, the answer to what is the one thing in the way of that offer generating six figures, okay? So when you think about your business, when you think about your offer, and you think to yourself, why am I not as successful as I want to be? Why is it not making as much money as I want it to make? So you're going to tell me what you think it is, okay? So that we can try to solve for it today live in coaching, okay? So let's see if we have anybody over here on the YouTube side. I don't see anybody that is live, but YouTube, you guys will be answering. Oh, that's Keith. Hey, Keith. Let me see. Does this let me put I tell you what, I'll do the questions it don't let me do let me just put this. We're gonna put the link where you guys can see the graphic with all of the questions on it. If you are in our free business mastermind group, you can see the question as a post. Okay. If you noticed that on yesterday, instead of posting a preview to the blog, I posted in our community on YouTube the graphic that has the actual questions. So you got many places you can go and see the questions. Okay. But again, those questions are: what is your business and who are you? Okay. Who is the one type of client that you serve? What is the one problem you solve for them? What is the one main offer that solves that one problem? Okay. And then we get to the nitty gritty, because everybody don't know all of y'all. So now that allows people to get to know you. It also allows me, if you have more than one business, to understand which business we're talking about. And then the final question is, what is the one thing in the way of that offer generating six figures? Okay. Or what's going on in your business that you think is obstructing your success? So we can start to try to solve for that today. And we're going to take our time. Because we're doing this 2 days. Cheryl is in studio, but she's already volunteered that, hey, catch me on tomorrow. But we're going to start with Dr. Latoya. So Dr. Latoya, let's get you started with the questions and then get down to the nitty gritty of what could be in the way of you generating your first six figures.
All right. I would just like to say I feel the pressure, but it's okay. Here we go.
Well, let me be, cause see, I knew y'all was gonna act like that. And that is why I posted this in the group yesterday. And I took the time to tag y'all in each individual capacity.
I
on the
know.
question so that y'all could be thinking about it overnight. And I didn't even wait till last night. I did it kind of early. The sun wasn't even down, y'all. So come on, Dr. Latoya.
All right. We always grade the first person on the curve. So I am Dr. Latoya Davis, the owner of Chi Healing Institute. I am a spiritual teacher, intuitive, Akashic Records master, and ancestral lineage healing facilitator. And I work with high achieving Black women who are spiritually inclined to identify specific blocks that are keeping them from getting to the best version of their life. That can be financial, that could be happiness, it could be anything, whatever it is, we go in and identify those blocks. And not my main, the challenge, so I'm going to lean into kind of where one of my offers is for a low ticket e-course, which kind of familiarizes people with my Akashic record system, and then it leads to a lot of other things in the funnel. The problem is people purchase the problem is my conversion in recorded courses is significantly lower than when I do them live. And I am trying to, I won't say train, but I am trying to shift the culture where I don't have to show up live to get people into the funnel. So it's my challenge is I've run ads on it. I've, positioned it through my YouTube channel, and I still can't get the e-course to sell. And that's my challenge.
Gotcha. So basically, you have live sales events, and you would like for it not to have to be the live sales events. You would love it to be like a static ad that takes them through a funnel and then sells it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, and it's not even the live sales events, because what
Okay.
people are coming to is a class. They're just
Okay.
coming, they want the live version of the class versus the recorded version of the class. And
Gotcha.
the live version, I mean, is great, but I don't want to keep hopping up to do those. And once they're in the live one, they get through the funnel, but I want them to come through the funnel from the recorded version.
Gotcha. Okay. So the recorded version. So let me ask, is the way that they can get to the recorded version the same way that you have them getting to the live version?
Ask that in a different way, please.
Uh-oh, you were kind of gargled. I couldn't hear.
Did I lose?
It's not that you lost us, it's that it's breaking up.
Okay, wait, I think I'm
Okay,
good now.
yes,
Do you hear
yes.
me? Okay, I said, can you ask that in a different way for me, please?
Yes. Um, so when you have the class live that leads to the course, is the marketing for the live class the same as the marketing for the recorded class that leads to the recorded course?
I use the same channels, yes. So I use email marketing, I use social media, and then I announce it on my YouTube channel.
Okay. So I'm trying to see how can we possibly insert more video on the way to the video version of the class so that it feels a little more intimate rather than, because basically what I'm thinking is happening is because they know you do it live, they like, we'll just wait till she do it live. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to see how can we put some kind of intimate feel into on the way to the actual recorded class versus having a live class. Because all you're doing, Dr. Toya, is proving that once again, that hierarchy of conversion is that live, video interaction is better than pre-recorded video interaction, but pre-recorded video interaction is better than pictures, right? So what I'm
Right,
trying to see is what can we add to it that's not going to take too much of your time as to replace that live interaction. So it may be that, are you doing in your content, are you recording that content, we're going to say in proximity to the time that it's published when you do your content, period, just your regular content on YouTube or wherever?
yes, yes.
Okay. So I'm wondering if we can't infuse more about the class in that content to get more people to sign up for it. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah,
in the content there's more of a kind of real-time feel, even though it's not real-time live.
yeah. So I started doing on Sundays like a segment that's just for the Akashic Records. And in that Sunday class, in that Sunday YouTube live,
Mm-hmm.
I, say, hey, and if you want to learn more, if you want to dive in,
Mm-hmm.
like the call to action is always, and there's a course that you can take, to
Mm-hmm.
sign up for. Um, I
But
don't
it
know.
sounds like to me that
Hmm.
you're skipping over that class though and going straight to course. Am I hearing that right?
Well, it's the same thing. Should I change the word?
Well, no, 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 because I thought you were having a live class that introduces the course or pitches the course.
No. Okay, so
Okay.
the you can either do
Mm-hmm.
the live version of the class is just a higher ticket a
Mm-hmm.
higher ticket version of the recorded course.
Okay. Gotcha. So when you say live class and course, it's the same thing.
Yep, it's the same thing. So
Okay,
what
see, that's
happens,
what you threw me off. See, I thought
sorry.
there was a live class and a recorded class, and both of them pitched a pre-recorded course. But you're
No, no.
saying the pre-recorded course can be live or pre-recorded.
Right.
Okay.
And yes.
Okay. So also, I'm feeling like we probably need a better word than course,
Okay.
because when you say live action class or course, Um, and you probably need to take the time to play up the value of a pre-recorded course. Okay.
Mhm.
So the difference is, you can say I have this live, we're going to say 4 times a year. So first of all, we need to minimize the amount of times we have the live. Okay. And in between, if you want this, I suggest that you don't wait for it. And plus, it's more economical to get the whatever name, the online training. Okay. Maybe we say online training. And you still have access to the online training for this amount of time type of thing. So we have to put up front all of the positives of doing the online training, which formerly known as course. Let me see, online training, formerly known as course. Um, and we're good, or you could just say training if you want to. You don't even have to put on.
Yes.
You don't even have to put online on there. You could just say training. Um, But we need to put in all the positives, like why it's a great thing for them to do the training. You'll have access to it. You can rewind. You don't have to worry about missing anything, um, and all of that kind of stuff. Now, in the course, how do they ask questions?
In the in the course platform.
Okay, so so let's talk about all the things about the portal. So tell me some of the things that they have access to in this portal.
Like downloadable resources that go with the modules, and then
Mhm.
the opportunity to ask questions. And then they also get access to the Facebook group where pretty much anyone that's taken the course is there. So they still get that kind of community support that other people can assist and answer questions and stuff.
Mhm. So I will play that up, because let me tell you one thing that's good about community. People in the community, there are going to be people that are new to it like me. There are going to be OGs in there that I can ask questions of individually. So you need to play all of that up as part of the value of the transformation of having the training.
Okay.
How often are you having the live event right now?
Twice a year.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah. So until it's time for that twice a year, I wouldn't even mention that there's a live one, right? Um, Otherwise, I would definitely be playing up this training, because if we're gonna take the online out, we're just gonna say training and play up all of the positives. So let me go back over what we're doing. The obstacle was, how do we convert well on the pre-recorded course versus the live version of the course, which the live version is a higher ticket anyway, but we want to have it only 2 times a year, right? So we want to keep selling the course, lower price, but it be pre-recorded. So the first thing I said was, I want you to start adding the invites along in your content, not just the Sunday content, but in the content. Go ahead and tell the people, when you have content about that subject matter that is happening all throughout the week, go ahead and explain to them in the video, not the description, in the video, that, if they want to know more, they need to definitely be a part of this training. All right. On Sundays, when you are live, you can even have a part at the end of every Sunday where you're asking any questions about it and letting them and pushing the answers. The answers are pushing them to the actual course. So not just a blurb about it, but actually some type of interaction where, as you're answering questions, you're likening it to the course. So you say, oh yes, and in the training, it helps you with a lot of that. So da da da. But to answer your question is this. So we want to be more involved of pushing them to the course and not just making it a blurb that we're saying, because that's not enough, it seems. Excuse me. Next, we're going from calling it a course to calling it a training. Good Lord, throat. Okay. Then we're going to talk about all of the positives of it being a training, all the things in the portal that are the add-ons. And we're going to let them know we have the live event, that we may or may not even have a live event this year. And then you just have it twice a year. Maybe then go down to once a year. Excuse me. Does that make sense, Dr. Toya?
Yes, absolutely.
Me too.
Somebody else said it made sense too. Awesome. Cool beans.
Yes,
All right.
thank you.
Did you have any follow-up question about that?
No, I think I'm good. I think, the training, changing the wording, I think to training will probably be a really, really big, big thing. And then just that repositioning and refocusing. I knew I needed to reposition the course. I just couldn't figure out how. And so this has been helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just that they need more interaction and more from you when you mention it, since the actual training is pre-recorded. And we don't have to necessarily be saying things like pre-recorded and online training. We can just say training, and then, all of that can be a part of the description, but not a part of our marketing, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Cool beans. All right. Let's go to Dr. Tachi. Are you ready for you to discuss your one thing?
I am ready, but I'm requesting that I go tomorrow since I have to be on air at 9.
Not a problem, because we can go to, look at how Heather looking. Heather, like, I knew they was going to do me like this. I knew it was going to be me. I knew it. So Heather, the one thing, live coaching opportunity. Now the good thing for you, Heather, is by now your roadmap has expired. So you probably got a lot of things you can draw from, but tell the people what is your business and who you are. Then tell the people who is the one type of client that you serve. Then you're going to tell them what is the one problem that you solve for your one client avatar, and then what is the one main offer that solves that one problem. Y'all see how I'm making y'all come with the clarity. And then we get to the nitty gritty with what is the one thing in the way of that offer generating 6 figures.
Thank you. Sort of.
Yeah.
Everyone, hi, I'm Heather Asianbi from Pens and Proof Editing and Ghostwriting Services. I serve women entrepreneurs and female executives who know they need to write a book about their zone of genius, but just can't figure out how to get it done. How I solve that for them is, if they have a completed manuscript, I can do a full comprehensive edit of that manuscript and then help them move into publishing, because I have a publishing partner. So it can be a seamless experience. If they do not have a manuscript and they are just really, really stuck, I can either help them with ghostwriting, or so I'm writing the book for them, or they can go through my 8-week writing program, which helps them start and finish their book, and then again, moving into publishing. So that's the problem and the offer. And what is the one thing in the way of that offer generating 6 figures? Me, myself, and I. There. Uh, what
Be
it
more detailed, please.
okay. So when I went to Mexico in the end of September for Shay's retreat,
Mm-hmm.
and we did the business roadmap. We were focusing mostly on the 8-week program. But I have found that because editing is what I do and what I'm known for, and that's where most referrals come in, is
Mm-hmm.
that I really kind of want to shift focus more to the editing and the ghostwriting. I get more inquiries on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also struggling a little bit with how to use the roadmap framework
Mm-hmm.
to um, pivot to maybe a way, because I was trying to go from one to one-to-many, and now it seems like it's more back to a one-on-one, which is fine. I'm
Mm-hmm.
cool with that because I can take on like 3 or 4 projects at a time, but just how to pivot the roadmap.
No problem. So first, did you need a way for the editing to be group rather than be one-on-one?
Uh, Maybe. I guess I never really thought of it as I always, yeah, I mean, I'm open to that. I had never considered that as a possibility.
Okay. So basically, with the editing, it's kind of
Mhm.
no different than when you're instructing somebody on writing. Although editing is the service, you can instruct somebody on writing one-on-one, or you can instruct them as a group, right?
Right. Mhm.
With editing, there could be a group of self-publishers, right?
Right.
Who maybe can't afford your one-on-one service. They can come into a group service and basically have you help them edit their own. You see what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now we always tell people in the publishing industry that it is never best to edit your own. But
Yeah.
that is because number one, they don't know how to edit. And number two, they tend to see what they meant to put in there, right?
Right. You see what you meant to say, not what's actually on the page. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it could be to where maybe what happens as a part of a group is they swap manuscripts.
So it's peer editing.
It could be pure editing,
Okay.
or it could be that you give them some trick to help them to not to see the manuscript as it is, I should say, right?
Okay.
Maybe a part of that is you have Chat GPT to do the first round of editing. You show them how to help them to do that.
Yeah.
Um, because what we understand is that's only going to catch the grammar, the spellings, the syntax. That's all. It's not going to catch the developmental. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Which you
Yeah.
would still have to teach them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was when I was stuck in the airport.
Mhm.
I read my own manuscript out loud, beginning to end, like in one swoop, and it
Mhm.
helps identify where you meant to say this instead of that, or where a thought is incomplete, or where a detail might be missing. So, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see. So that could be a solution for taking it from one to many. Taking it from one-on-one to the many. You could have something like that. I just wouldn't have it that often.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a quarterly thing.
I was just
But
going to ask you, yeah, so timing wise, quarterly,
mhm.
what's the length of time you believe this program might work for?
So I don't start with length of time. I start with what I need in the program as transformation to get them to the
I see.
transformation.
Okay.
And then I look at that and then I look at how long would that take? You see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Mhm.
Kind of the same way that I write books. I don't try to write books to do a number of chapters or a number of pages per chapter. I write to complete the transformation.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would do it the other way. Is
Okay.
what I would do. And then you can decide, what the pricing and stuff is based
Yeah.
on how long it's going to take, how much of your time it's going to take, how involved are you going to get with the development of it. But that's just a way for you to start thinking that, because I don't want you to think that you can't have a group editing program, because you could if you
Yeah, I
wanted
just
to.
never thought of it. So
Yeah.
like this is all like it because at first, my first reaction, was be like, oh, how could that work? But you've bent my mind. So that's good. Okay.
Okay. So now tell me what are the parts of the roadmap that we gave you for the writing camp so that we can convert them to the editing?
So be more like the roadmap is extensive. We're going to need to be a little more.
I know. That's what I'm trying to see. What parts are we changing?
I think we need to change the approach. So how to get the word out.
Mm-hmm.
I think also pricing the pricing structure needs to be addressed.
Okay.
And then what is the transformation as robust as it is on a one-on-one basis, speaking strictly of editing?
Is that going back to the one-on-one to group?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting what they pay for.
Okay.
But they're going to have a better end product than they would have had not having an editor and not knowing how to edit. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we're not trying to get you the same transformation as a one-on-one.
No, I don't mean,
yeah,
I'm not trying to make it like an apples to apples comparison,
Mhm.
more like the language around describing the transformation and how that's different.
What's different is it's kind of like that. I've listened to y'all, I've heard you, you know what I'm saying? Because developmental editing is not cheap and it's not supposed to be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so I've heard that you don't have a solution. And I know that we've been telling you for years not to edit your own manuscripts. And that's because you didn't know what you were doing and you didn't have the proper tools to take yourself out of missing things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about, hey, I've been listening. You know what I'm saying? And I know that this is what some of you need, but it's still not as good as this.
Okay.
So it's no different than, if I were to compare it to what Dr. Toya said, on my offer ladder is a pre-recorded course, right? That teaches you how to do the roadmap yourself. And then there's the higher price done for you service of me doing your roadmap. Well, you doing it yourself is never going to be better than the expert doing it.
Right.
Ever. But it's going to be better than you not having a roadmap at all. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the positioning.
Right.
Okay. Now, one thing about it, developmental editing takes a lot from you. So the first thing I would task you with is creating more tools that allow you to go through the process quicker.
Okay.
And less of your time.
Okay.
So that might be a combination of custom GPTs, right? It might be having editing assistants.
Okay.
But things that bring that price down, because pricing is an issue with somebody, because what people don't understand in these times, when they are publishing on Amazon and they don't take nothing to publish on Amazon, is that now your highest sticker price is going to be that developmental editing.
Right.
And so they try to do without it.
Yeah. Okay.
So your marketing, you're going to have to explain to them why they can't do without it.
Okay.
What are all of the things they must have that developmental editing provides?
Okay.
And so we're going to talk about, so now we're talking to certain people, right? So we're not talking to the layperson that just went through a trauma and they want to share it with everybody. We're not talking to them.
No.
You see what I'm saying? We're talking to the people that understand book is a business.
Yeah.
And just like your offer, you can't go out there with a raggedy ass book.
Yep. Facts.
And so if you want to make your book a business that spins off into other businesses, it has to be developed that way.
Yeah.
It is no different than somebody having a screen script, right? And the movie ain't gonna be fucking good if the script is not good.
Facts.
So the business behind the book is not going to be good if the development of the book was not good. So those are the types of things that you're going to have to say as a part of the marketing.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we already talked about the pricing, which is you're going to have to create some tools that help you to go through it quicker.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
one thing about us doing done for you services is capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Always.
saying? And now, like we need more of these offers out there that people are biting on for us to actually make a living, but then we can only do so many at a time.
Mm.
So we have to
Okay.
kind of solve for that. So to
Okay.
go back through, you can do a group editing program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you just have to solve for how do they get away with looking at their own stuff and actually seeing it as it is. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the first thing. The second thing is going to be you're going to have to teach them how to develop it. So you're
Okay.
going to have to teach them about developmental editing. And we talked about them reading out aloud. We talked about peer reviewing, swapping manuscripts. We talked about showing them how to use ChatGPT, at least for the proofreading part of it. And
Mm-hmm.
then you entering in, teaching them some tricks to develop it.
Okay.
And the positioning of that is that it's going to be better than if they never had an editor at all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never going to be better than having actual developmental mental editing from an editor.
Okay. Perfect.
Now,
Thank you.
the parts of your roadmap. You're going to be positioning the transformation in that this is why you need it. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
got to press
Mm-hmm.
that. And we're talking to specific people that know that they need it because this is a part of their reputation. It's a part of something that represents their brand and all of that kind of stuff. It's a part of a jumping off point for their business. And so they have to have this developmental editing. We
Mm-hmm.
talked about the price and how you're going to build in tools that allows you to bring the price down. Because see, if you're still doing it old school way, there's no way you can bring the price down because
No,
it's not
that's
fair to
true.
you.
Right.
But if you could take some of that time away from you and still have a great product at the end, then you can come down at that price sum that's more competitive. And your marketing, we've already talked about, is about that transformation, but also, excuse me, I would be hitting up really hard, like the beginnings of quarters, the ends of quarters, the
Okay.
beginnings of years. Like find your retail holidays for
Mm-hmm.
writing where we know people with books, or who need to write a book are more sensitive to the fact that they haven't written their book yet, or
Yeah.
that, they got a book and it hasn't been edited, or they have a business, but maybe that business is going stale. And guess what? That's a great time to write a book and
Yeah.
have it edited. So I would also write out my own retail calendar for
Mm-hmm.
my marketing.
Okay.
I would also have a quick marketing campaign ready for if something drops, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, anytime Alex Hormozy drop a book, it's a whole big event, and we
It's
hardly
huge.
ever know when he's going to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that would be a time to have a campaign ready to go, plug and play, so that you can say, hey, if you want to do the things that Alex is doing, you know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
starts with you writing a book, but a major part of that is getting your book edited. So this is the actual campaign that we're going to use to kind of get more people in at that time. So
Excellent.
ready-made campaigns, plug and play.
Awesome. Thank you. Ready-made campaigns. Okay.
Well, I like plug and play better, don't you?
Well, yeah, because I like the alliteration.
Yes. All right. So we got into really good campaigns. But did you
Thank
have
you.
any really good coaching sessions in? So Heather, did you have any follow-up questions?
Not yet, but I might after I review all of this,
Yeah.
and I might have follow-up questions tomorrow. But this was, ma'am, thank you.
No problem. All right. Dr. Toya, before we get out of here, did you come up with any? Because I know how your mind goes, baby, once you get something. So did you have any follow-up questions before we get out of here?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, cool beans. All right. Well, this morning show is a huge part of a free business mastermind. And that mastermind, this is like class to that mastermind. As you see today, we did something new that's even better than class. We did live coaching of obstacles right here in front of you. And so again, we don't have class notes. Usually we do. So if you want to get the class notes, they live in the file section of our free business mastermind group, or you can sign up to get the entire morning show in your email inbox by going to shaycannon.com/show. You'll get 2 emails every broadcast morning, one to remind you to hop on the YouTube live, and one that will have the link to the replay and a link to the show notes. So go to shaycannon.com/show. Now, this week we have members only a Get Shit Done work session. So that starts at 1 o'clock today and it ends at 5 o'clock today. And yeah, I need to put that link in the group today. What else do we have this week? Nothing else because I am traveling on Wednesday and Thursday. So nothing else is happening this week. Now, if you want to know more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, and this highly valuable free business mastermind group, go to the description below for the link and more information. Now, if you liked the new concept of the live coaching, let me know, because we may do this regularly, like once a quarter or so, if you guys like it. So, but you still got good information, because even watching someone else get coached, there are always nuggets you can pull out for you and your business. So do us a favor and like the episode, give us a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss anything. This is going to be a 2-part series. So make sure that if you're watching the replay that you also watch the other part, which will be on tomorrow. All right. So that is it. The studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow for part 2 of your live one thing coaching